Fighters have a special type of mind. Often overlooked is the inner workings of someone who decides to step in a cage and try to hurt someone for a living. And I believe there are three things that make up the mind of a fighter or a champion. The three components I believe that make up the inner workings of these individuals are the ego, the confidence, and the fight IQ. Ego. In the psychology sphere, it's defined as the experience of self as it blends with the outside world via perception. Now, countless authors have written against the ego. They claim it negates the opportunity to learn and gives you a false sense of the world around you. And while martial arts can make the most rowdy and arrogant humble, I believe that champions that step into a cage or a ring have some of the biggest egos out there. Of all the pursuits to select, these individuals have selected the one with the most health implications, and for the average fighter, the least amount of reward. So why do they do it? I can only come to one conclusion, and that is they want the glory of being called the best fighter in the world. As fight fans, we actually enjoy this. We enjoy skillful fighters who have a massive sense of themselves. I mean, how much did we love the rise of Conor McGregor, calling himself the best in the world, or Mike Tyson comparing himself to historical conquerors? We live for this shit. So, although most of them don't show it, I do believe most champions carry this sense of self with them.
It's just really interesting. I used to look at it, think about this young kid from Brooklyn, New York, comes to Custom Auto at 13, 12, and all of a sudden, I have a low self-esteem. This guy gives me this big fucking ego. You know what I mean? I live by the rules of that ego, and I've accomplished so much.
And a dominator ego.
Yeah.
Right? You're set to
all about
confidence.
destroying people.
Yeah.
Just anybody, you could be a lawyer, 200 pounds, I'm staring you down. It was a weird environment growing up that way.
Now on to the second component. And by the way, I know my glasses were fogged. Go fuck yourself. Talk to the fucking hole in the wall. Anyway, the second component, which I believe is closely related to the ego, is confidence. And I don't mean a confidence that is born out of affirmations or born out of thinking that you're a big, tough guy. I believe this confidence comes from grueling preparation. Hours and hours of defending various techniques and drilling, challenging your body and taking your mind to the depths that it will undoubtedly find itself in when you're in a fight. And having a stack of undeniable proof, not for anyone else, but for yourself, that will allow you to contest all the doubts that will come as the fight approaches.
How do you get psyched up for a fight?
Well, isolation is big for me, getting away from my family and my friends, close friends, etc. Putting myself in jail is the way that I call it.
Yeah?
And I'm looking forward to getting out of there, really.
You really do? In other words,
vacation.
No friends, no family, anything?
Nothing, and it works very, very reasonable for me. Some fighters are different. They have to have a lot of people around them and a lot of action going on. Myself, I basically just want to concentrate just on my opponent and get my conditioning together.
You may not know right where you're going, but I do.
So far we've discussed a big sense of self in the ego, a confidence born out of grueling preparation, and finally, I believe the final component of a great fighter or a great champion in the world of martial arts is a fighter with amazing fight IQ. Fighting is largely reactionary. What do I mean by that? You get placed in certain positions or you're shown particular moves, and your training ultimately decides what you will respond with. Having the wherewithal in the heat of battle to identify weaknesses and capitalize on them is ultimately what makes a champion.
You know what's even more genius? He worked on the exact thing, and he mimicked what he was going to do in the green room. There's video of him.
Of who?
Conor. Conor pretending to be Aldo, and then him showing what he's going to do in counter. He does the exact move in the green room, knowing, in the dressing room, knowing that that's going to be the fight.
Reminds me of career, a total.
Look on the left, that's Conor pretending to be Aldo, and this is him. Bam. Look, see? He's literally saying how it's going to go down. He's walking how Aldo does, and boom.
Oh, wait, I want to see both sides.
This is what ultimately represents championship IQ. These 3 characteristics I believe all champions have in common when we're referring to their inner workings. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it or maybe go tell me to fuck myself in the comments. I don't know.
Open, I pop off like they Henny bottles. We love not to leave a drop off. Like some praising will leave me in amazement if it just happens at the motherfucking top floor.